students will be able to identify what and how social messages are conveyed through multiple mediums. I know you're going to ask me, what is a medium, Ms. Red? I'm talking about art, music, literature, all right? Things you see, video. How a social message is conveyed through those type of mediums, and analyze a visual, pay attention, and analyze a visual text. So today we're going to look at art and its effectiveness in sharing a social message. Sounds real heavy, doesn't it? Does. Really, really easy. Because what we're going to be looking at today is art. All right? And we're going to be talking about the social message it conveys. I need your attention towards the front. I'm going to read today's quote that I want you guys to take a look at. It says, I am an invisible man. Keep it in mind, all of those things we've been talking about all year long. I am an invisible man. No, I am not a spook, like those who haunted Edgar Allan Poe. Nor am I one of your Hollywood movie ectoplasms or ghosts. I am a man of substance, of flesh and bone, fiber and liquids. I'm invisible. Understand simply because people refuse to see me. All right? That is today's quote. I want you guys to take a look at the front sheet of your paper, and I want you to write down your answers for these 3 questions before you get started. What is Ellison's central idea? What is his theme? All right, in this quote. What is he talking about? And then I want you to secondly tell me what might be his motive, you think, for writing something like this. What do you think was underlying for him why he would write something like this? And then I want you to stop and compare what he said to something that might have already happened like this in your life, where people might have seen you as invisible. I need you to go deep, dig deep. Who else did they call spooks or by other names back then? African Americans, absolutely. Right. What is the central idea in this quote? What do you have, Shantasia?
He said nothing to be scared of, so why people.
Say it again, say it louder though.
He said why people, he has to be scared of, so why people don't see.
He's nothing to be afraid of, so why wouldn't you see him? Yes, what else you got? I can't hear you.
You don't notice him.
Yeah, people just don't notice him. That's why they call him invisible. You say he wants some attention. People are treated like a man. Absolutely, I agree. What do you have, Melanie?
I think Ellison wrote this to show how the white girls notice African Americans and how the African Americans
How African Americans feel. So he wanted to be seen for who he is, the man he is. I agree wholeheartedly. He's not invisible like a ghost. He's not any of those things that you think that he could be. I'm a man. Why does he say that? Look at it. He says, I'm a man of substance. What does the word substance mean? Everybody's eyes here. What does the word substance mean?
personality, emotions.
I'm full of all those things, just like anybody else. I got flesh and bone, my skin, the bone underneath my skin, just like anybody else of any other color. I'm fiber and liquids. The blood that's running through my vein are the liquids, right? All the tendons and the bones, that's the fibers that make up the person, my heart. That's who makes up who I am. All right, somebody tell me something else that you may have read, seen, or experienced for yourself.
I don't know that form, but the form that he never knew.
Like St. Hughes's?
I don't know what the name of it. He never been a father, man. Yeah, he never been a father.
Okay. All right, so the one I sit at the kitchen when company comes,
Yeah.
that's the one you're talking about? Okay. Yeah, but I eat good and I grow strong. Okay. So you're looking at the Langston Hughes poem. Exactly. That's something that fashions right after this same thing. What is the most effective way to convey a social message? Is it art? Is it music? Is it poetry? Is it a persuasive video? Is it news clips? What is it? What way sparks something inside of you? In our Paideia seminar, you must be able to answer the question, what type of text or media is most effective in a way to convey a social message. Draft a claim statement. All right, it says, what do you think is the most effective in sharing a social message? So you already told me which one you had because you wrote it down. So that's going to be the first thing. So for me, I would say art. Okay, medium or texts are the most effective in conveying social messages because, and I want you to explain your reasoning why. This is your first draft. You told me, you wrote it down already. Was it art? Was it video? Was it music? Was it poetry? Was it news clips? I want you to fill out your initial claim at the bottom and tell me why. Fill out your initial claim and tell me why. So again, whatever you wrote at the top, if you said it was this, then that would go here, right? If you said, most of you all said what I think you said, you're gonna write it here. Tell me why. All right? We talked about what a social message is. Something that sparks us to do something. All right? So today we're going to analyze a text. I want you guys at your first glance, and I'm going to put it right here, Mel, to the wall. I want you to write down. You guys are all going to be talking aloud. Tell Melanie the first thing that you see in the painting. The first thing you see.
A little girl.
Little girl, write it down, Melanie. What else do you see? Somebody say it.
4 men.
4 men.
Throwing tomatoes at the girl.
Tomato. Okay. Somebody said she had a book.
She going to
She
school.
going to white school. That's why she needs bodyguard.
She the first black kid to go to white to go to school.
First black kid going to white school. Write it down. Anything else? If you flip your paper over, you see the painting yourself. Take an opportunity to write down these things that you already talked about and also anything else that you wanted to add that you didn't get to add. Write them down now. If you flip the paper over. Yes, sir. Other things. Tell me what you think now that you saw what you saw. Tell me what you think in the next box. Tell me what you think. And then lastly, tell me what you wonder. What do you wonder about when you look at that painting? Somebody share with me. I know we already talked about the things you saw, because you told me already a little girl, you saw 4 men, you saw the word nigger on the wall, you saw a tomato and something being thrown at her, you saw a book, you saw the first black kid possibly going to a white school. It was very interesting that you were able to pull that out from looking at that. Now tell me secondly, what you thought. What did you think? What did you think? Byron, what you think?
I think she was going to a white school.
Okay.
And but they got KKK on the wall too.
Yeah, that's what I saw too.
You saw KKK. Okay. But you thought she was going to a white school.
Yeah.
And why do you think she needed that though?
Huh? Why she think she was?
What do you wonder about when you see this though? People might try to hurt her. She's important. She got guards. Well, she don't have no regular guards. She got the deputy U.S. Marshals around her. What about that makes her important?
They're probably trying to make a statement that black can go to white school and still learn.
Wow. Because at some point, racism was segregated, right? And then we were trying to integrate schools, right? That whites can go to black schools and blacks can go to white schools. And so it was important during that time, just so everybody understands the speeds. It was important during that time because you wanted to make sure that she had access to the same education as everybody else. Somebody share with me, by the raising of your hand, one question that you would have asked a little girl. One question. Byron, what you got?
Do you feel what you about to do and go through by being in all white school?
Do you say that again? Say it to me one more time.
Do you feel what you about to do or go through by being in all white school?
Do you feel what you're about to do?
Do you feel? Do you
Like,
feel
explain
what,
that to me. What do you mean
feel
by
what
that?
you about to do and go through in an all white school?
Okay. So do you even know what you're about to embark upon is what you're basically asking her. Got it, understood. All right, what you got, Cyrell? Are you okay with coming to school? Yes, I like all these questions. Come on, Melanie, what you got?
How do you feel about the type of treatment given to you?
How do you feel about the type of treatment? When you say treatment, what are you talking about?
Like how people, like how white people are treating
How the white people are treating her and how the fact she got marshals around her. Okay, and what do you got, DeAndre? Say again? How did she get into that school? Did you ask the same question?
No.
Okay, what was the question you asked, if you wanted to ask for one? We don't know that. Can we make some assumptions? How can we make some assumptions? Let's talk about that really quickly before we move on.
She could
I
be
mean, you
coming
could
from,
say she going
but
to
she could
school,
be coming
but she
back
actually
from
going to an
school.
all-white school.
Okay,
There's a lot of
so
people around her there.
If you go to all black school,
okay, so let's talk about that. Let's have an organized discussion. Tony's question is, how do we know? Tony, pose your question. Pose your question. How do you know she's going to an all-white school? Somebody raise your hand. What clue would spark you saying she was going to an all-white school? Yes. No.
you? It says KKK on the wall.
It says KKK on the wall. Anybody else want to add to that?
there's the word nigger on the background. And she got the deputy U.S. Marshals around her.
Okay, anybody else want to add anything to it? Thinking differently. Angel, sit up, son.
You said why think she went to all this school? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, because because she got the deputy marshals.
Yes, and
Somebody
Melanie.
threw a tomato at her.
Somebody threw a tomato. Let me say this. If, Tony, stay with me. I agree with all their statements, and I'm going to tell you why. I got 4 men flanking 1 young lady. If everybody that was African American was going to that school, it wouldn't need no security. Number 1. Number 2, the writings on the wall suggest to me, and just my opinion, all right, suggest to me that they did not want her here. They threw things at her. The writing on the wall was real clear. Who they thought she was. All right? And they wanted to let you know who they thought might have prevailed. The KKK. Just my opinion. But you're entitled to yours. And I like the fact that we're having this healthy conversation because we can all see it differently. Before you leave this room today, you guys have 4 questions that you need to answer independently. All right? Can you read question number 1 for me, please? So we can get some understanding.
Summarize the artist/artist key social message in 1 to 2 sentences.
So I want you in 1 or 2 sentences to tell me what his key message was from this painting. What your takeaway was. Stay with me. Question 2. Can I get DeAndre to read question 2?
Identify one piece of evidence that mostly clearly
Illustrate.
illustrate that social message.
So I want you to tell me one piece of evidence from this painting that demonstrates and shows the social message that it's talking about. Because what is it really talking about here, y'all? What is this really talking about? They didn't want her there. So what is that saying? That what existed at that time? Segregation. Racism. Absolutely. All right, here we go. What are the advantages and disadvantages to using art to convey a message? So I want you to tell me what's positive about it, what's negative about using this form, using art only. I don't want to know about all the other ones because you're going to get a chance to tell me about music and videos and news clips later. Okay? And last question, Tony, can you read it for me? Put it down so that it makes a little more sense to you and make it a little more clear to understand. Using the criteria that we've established on page 1 of this document. All right, that was it clear and concise? Did it tell the message clearly? All right, it also told you to, I'm gonna use your paper, Melanie. It inspired you to take action or to understand. All right, does it provide you with facts and evidence to support your claim? That's what I'm asking you to tell me. Evaluate this. Now, evaluate art and tell me, was that a good way to convey that message?